Good morning, good evening, and good day. I'm Francine and I really love Kdramas. You're listening to Dramabuds, a Globe Studios podcast. So hello everyone. Welcome back to Dramabuds Season 2. Today we are doing the usual quarterly roundup of all the shows that I watched in the past 3 months. I looked at my list and I realized, this truly was not a productive quarter for me. But this is not counting all the ongoing shows I'm tuned into. And there were so many delays because of Chuseok and the Olympics and other hiatus reasons. So, yeah. In the past 3 months, I finished 8 shows. And I have finished a total of 44 shows this year so far. So let's just go through all the shows that I already reviewed on the podcast. So I reviewed Goblin, Reply 1994, While You Were Sleeping, Nevertheless, You Are My Spring, and Hospital Playlist 2. More on that later, but yeah, I have episodes for all of those shows, so go check them out if you're interested to hear what I thought about them. And I only finished 3 shows that I haven't reviewed on the podcast yet. So you have Misty, the one with Ji Jin Hee and Kim Namju. Yeah. Misty was interesting, right? I felt like it was much better at the start than it was by the end of the show. At first, it really felt like, the world of the married all over again. Probably because they have the same director. He's really good, so dramatic, so scandalous. I love it. But yeah, those were the vibes at the beginning. When Kevin Lee's character was still there, that guy, I hated him with all my heart. And I was glad that he died early. Because that meant the cheating aspect of the show wasn't going to be dragged out as long as I expected it would be. But in turn, that made the investigation part of the story, it lasted so long. They really dragged out the investigation to the point where I felt like, are they even making any progress in figuring out who killed Kevin Lee? It really dragged towards the halfway point of the show. So the rest of the show was okay. Goyeran, our best actress winner that year, Kim Namju. I hated Goyeran as a character, right? But Kim Namju was great. She deserved that best actress. I could not trust her. I loved to hate her. And I feel like, even if she is the protagonist, I think as the viewers, we know that she's not totally the type of person you should support. You're not supposed to love her unconditionally and just want her to be happy. She is a polarizing character. But, sometimes it's yes, girl boss, gaslight, gatekeep, go for it. And then other times it's wow, Goyeran, you need to suffer painfully for the rest of your life. I just love that. I felt both of those things for this one character. And Kim Namju delivered that perfectly. So, good for her. Other main character, Ji Jin Hee. Yes. After watching Ji Jin Hee in Designated Survivor 60 Days, please watch that show. It's my top 1 of the year so far. After watching him there, I just have the biggest soft spot for him. And in this show, spoiler alert, it's the epitome of, I know he's a murderer, but he is also my baby. So he did nothing wrong. He is pure and untouchable in this situation. He did absolutely nothing wrong. Murder, he deserved to kill. His character, never would have done something like this if he didn't find out that Yeran cheated on him and lied to him and continued to lie to him. So, it's like he was not a murderer outright. He was provoked. Didn't help that the guy was a terrible person who also provoked him. It's like, come on, give him a little leeway. It's just murder. This is all sarcasm, please. I beg you, do not take these words seriously. Ending wise, the open ending was weird. Kind of hate it. Like, it's like the open ending is just an easy way of like avoiding making a stand by like choosing a specific ending, by punishing him or letting him get away or letting them be happy or exposing her. Like, it's just an easy way to avoid all of the complications of creating that. So it's just like, open ending. Did he die? Did he get away with it? Did they get together? Did they ever become happy? Who knows? But it's not our responsibility to create that narrative for you. You have to think of it yourself. So you think of whatever makes you happy. I hate it. It's weak. Yeah. In general, Misty was okay. It's not my top makjang. It's not a makjang, I know, but it kind of is. It's not my top of that genre of K-dramas. But it never got too ridiculous. And like I was able to finish it, so it's good enough. Criteria-wise, yeah, it's mostly positive in the technical sense, but no emotional impact or attachment, no extremely positive aspect, and honestly, it's not a general recommendation for me. So the next K-drama I watched was Into the Ring with Nana and Park Sung-hoon. I've always wanted to watch this show because, Nana is so pretty. And I've heard a lot of good things about it. Like when we think of political shows, we think of Designated Survivor 60 Days or Chief of Staff. So a drama that was about local representatives, it was super refreshing. Gusera as a character is a little quirkier than I personally like. I don't like quirky characters, but like more than her personality though. I can overlook that, whatever. Because like it fits with the whole vibe of the show. Like, okay, fine. More than that, I really think it's her character growth and her whole journey that I really, really like about her. Because, okay, everyone loves a good underdog story. Come on, it's universal. It's the ultimate template for like a hero's journey, which everyone can get by. But we rarely see an underdog who, gets one foot in the door. They take one step forward. But by the end of the show, they don't end up on top. Because that's what most underdog stories are, right? Like, you start from the bottom, now we're here. And unfortunately, in her case, here is out of the political world and just living her own life after it. It's very Jangure from Missing. And I love it. I love those kinds of stories. Like, Gusera faced real obstacles, right? Throughout the entire show, like, everything she wanted to do, obstacle after obstacle. And sometimes she won. Because, she worked for it. She tried her best. She made the right allies. Good for her. And many times, she did not win. Right? That's what I like to see. I like seeing people lose because it happens. Like, you don't just come into this whole new world and then suddenly you're just amazing. You're not prepared for this, but you're just a natural at what? Politics? At schmoozing other people and getting what you want? Come on, she's not built like that. And so, yeah, she didn't win all of her battles, but she never gave up. That was her character trait. Like, okay, if I can't win this battle, I'm gonna try another way. I'm gonna try another one. And she won't even always win her other alternative options or her next issues. But she's gonna keep going until the end. And yeah, in the end, she didn't become the most powerful local politician in her area. and she didn't accomplish all the changes she wanted to make, but she looked satisfied with how like she helped someone who was more experienced, more qualified, and also just as passionate as she was. She helped someone else get that position and rise to the top. So, like, if she's happy with the role she played in another person's victory, to me, that is her victory as well. Right? I love it. I was satisfied by that. Even if it wasn't Gusera who won. And I was happy, at the very, very end of the show when she decided to run again in the very last minute of the show. Because, it felt earned this time. It's like she is stronger and wiser and she can go for it again. I believe in that. I believe in her. So yeah, I was super happy with her whole journey. I also liked So Gong Myung, the male lead here, and I loved how he took the back seat in the story, honestly, to support Sarah and her shenanigans. I wouldn't say they had like super great chemistry, it's like wow. Yeah, I wouldn't at all. But I like them as a couple. They're perfectly fine. They're not like best OTP ever, but yeah, they're okay. There's no unnecessary drama, no pre-finale breakups. Like, they were good people who found each other and helped each other. We're cool. The childhood connection felt a little unnecessary. And by a little, very unnecessary. But, they did kind of justify it in the last, like, stretch of the show, if I remember correctly. Although I think, like, it could have been rewritten without them knowing each other as kids, but you know how it is. I mean, that's the thing with K-dramas. Like, I swear, every show I watch, childhood connection, all the time. It just gets tiring, guys. I'm just very tired. But it was okay. Overall, I wasn't too invested in the show, but it was a decent watch. Like, mostly positive things on a technical level, and I would generally recommend it to people, but I didn't have any emotional attachment and there wasn't an extremely positive aspect to the show. And the last show I watched, or rewatched actually, was One Spring Night. Yeah, I don't know if I ever mentioned this show, how much I liked it. I actually did, I'm pretty sure I did. Anyway, this is my second watch of One Spring Night, and I just wanted to know if I'd like it as much as I did the first time I watched it. Because, like, I think it was one of my first 10 K-dramas. I really, really liked it when I first watched it. But, I know so much more now. And I have discovered that I don't like romance all that much. So I just wanted to know, like, if I rewatch it, will I still like it-ish? You know that feeling when you think, I'm not going to rewatch the things I first watched because all the rose tinted glasses, everything looks pretty when you think about it in the past. But if you look at it again, it's like, oh no, I wouldn't like this. I wouldn't support this. So yeah, I discovered that I did like it. Although some of its weaknesses stand out more to me now that I've watched a lot more K-dramas since my first watch of the show. Honestly, I wanted to release like a full rewatch retrospective for this show, but then I decided against it. Because I couldn't decide if it was romanticizing cheating. And that's not really something I want to promote on the podcast. Like, even if I did like the themes of the show and how it approached social issues. Like, I genuinely believe that it is a romantic melodrama as much as it is a social commentary on, the patriarchy in Korea, which is very much entrenched in that. Like, I absolutely loved it at the beginning, but it dragged so badly towards the 10 episode mark. And it only dragged because the men in Jong-in's life wouldn't leave her alone. Just let her, either be happy or suffer. Like, if you really think this relationship is a disaster, then leave her alone and let her suffer and learn the consequences of her actions. Like, come on, guys. live and let suffer. Not live and let live. No, live and let suffer if you really believe that it's not going to work out. But yeah, even in terms of, the storytelling, the meta aspect, the patriarchy is at fault here. Uh, but more than the story, what I loved about this show was the directing. Like the vibe, the music, everything. Others really hated this. And Something in the Rain, which is by same writer, same director, a lot of similar supporting cast, and also Jung Hae-in. Others hated this because of the very slow pacing, the drab colors, the repetitive OST. Like same 5 songs all throughout the show, sometimes twice in one episode. Yeah. But those are all the things I loved about it. Like one of my absolute favorite OST albums of all time. And even after my second watch, I am not sick of any of these songs. I'm proud to say that. I really loved it. Even those shots where it's like they're not saying anything and it's just the music playing as if it were a music video, I dig it. I love it. I'm into it. I really love this OST. It's so uplifting somehow, but also just preserves the vibe of the show. I love it. Whatever. Full, no cap, full stop. I love this OST. I also really loved the long takes of the show, where it's just like they're just continuous in one scene. And it's like the framing of it's really far from the characters. Probably to, capture all of their movement and stuff. But yeah, I really love those long takes because I only noticed that, damn, their takes are really long for a K-drama. It really feels like you're just watching them live their lives and have very real conversations, even if their responses to each other are so slow. Some people hated that. It's like, oh my god, these people don't talk fast enough. And it's like, I like it because one, of course, the real time long take helps me accept it because, this is how the actors really rehearse their scenes. Like, this was deliberate. And, honestly, people are not as eloquent and as witty, and they don't think as quickly as, people think they do in K-dramas. Like, people really are not that clever. I say a lot of things on this podcast because I have a script, guys. I have an outline. I try to know what I'm saying. But, in real life, we're not all this eloquent. We're not that smart. So yeah, I really appreciated the slowness of the show in all aspects because I know it was like a truly stylistic choice. This is truly a great director who takes every shot and every scene with purpose. Like, everything had meaning to me, or like everything he decided to do had meaning. I really liked it. Stylistically, so good. It's not for everyone. I acknowledge, I know. And like, if I didn't fall in love with it completely, I probably would have hated it. But I loved it. Yeah, I still do have a tolerance for slow shows. I think it started from One Spring Night. Another side comment is that a lot of people who watched Something in the Rain and loved Something in the Rain didn't like One Spring Night. But, I genuinely think it's just because they were expecting like a whirlwind romance with whirlwind chemistry, like Something in the Rain. But that's not what this show is trying to do. It's, I don't know, slower, more mature maybe? More mature? Like, based on the reviews I've read and what other people were saying, it's like, yeah, the characters in One Spring Night are way more mature than the Something in the Rain characters. Main couple. So, yeah, if you're here, expecting something as wild and like head over heels in love as how they were in Something in the Rain, that's not what you're going to get. So, yeah, sorry. It's not for you. But yeah, overall, this show, in my criteria, yes, mostly positive things. Yes, I had emotional investment. Yes, there is an extremely positive aspect of the show. but I would not recommend it to everyone. I really wouldn't. It really takes an acquired taste. And I'm surprised that I acquired it. One of my first 10 shows, I'm telling you. Okay, so on the ongoing shows, I finished a lot. Most of them I already reviewed. But let's talk about Racket Boys. I did not review Racket Boys. Um, in this show, I just wanted to like it so much. I wanted to like it so much. And I think at first I was really charmed by everything and I found everything so cute. And especially the kids, of course. Like, they're literal kids. I would not fight them. Pilgu is there. That is my child. I love him so much. But, like, over time, I just got really annoyed whenever I saw Haekang and Seyun winning all the time. Yeah, I get annoyed when children win their games, okay? Sue me, whatever. For Seyun, I kind of warmed up to it. Like, I understood the story they were trying to tell. It's hard to be on top. The pressure is immense. Like, people only see the results and not all the work that, she puts into it. And so it's just difficult to be under that pressure. Can relate ish. But yeah, her, I understand. And I grew to like her storyline, even if she was always winning. It's okay. Hey, Gang, though, it just felt like, what is this? A shonen anime? Come on. It felt like he was overpowered. Even, after he didn't play badminton for many years since he was a kid. It's like, oh, even if he, quite literally is struggling to see out of one eye, he'll still find a way to make it through and win despite it. Like, this is a whole 20-minute episode in a sports anime, I'm telling you, where it's just like him, recalling his past and channeling all his strength to, make that smash. I don't know, but yeah, it's very sports animation and anime protagonist-ish. And I was not pleased by it, actually. It I don't know. I probably wasn't wearing the right lens to just accept it. It's like, let the children be happy, Francine. Let them be happy. But I don't want to. I want him to lose. I want him to learn his lesson. And I'm glad that, in his attempt at joining the Olympics, I think, at the very, very end of the show, I'm glad he lost to Kang Tae-son, played by Yoon of Winner. Yes, Stan Winner. I'm glad he lost. Because Kang Tae-son came back also years after leaving badminton, but he's much older. Like, his time has pretty much passed. And they gotta give him his chance. He deserves it more than Haekang, who still has his whole career ahead of him. So yeah, they have parallel stories, but Tae-son needed that chance more than Haekang did. And I'm glad he lost. I'm glad the child lost. Yeah, sue me. The other kids though, I love the other kids. They were great. My favorite is Bang, of course, because I love a good leader always. Although I do have a major gripe with the show. And it's because of the A plot, B plot, sometimes even a C plot setup. I think I was most invested in the kids, right? They're your A plot. They are your main characters. So, just seeing all these villagers who eventually were completely removed from what was going on with the kids in the main plot, it kind of frustrated me. It's just like, I do not care about the village struggles. I'm so sorry. I don't care. It's just like, why is there no way to focus everything on the main characters? And this is a problem I have with pretty much so many K-dramas. And it frustrated me more here, though, because the episodes are usually longer than 1 hour. Sometimes even an hour and a half. And I hate that. I don't know why you have to have so much going on with the other characters to drag out your airtime instead of just keeping your episode concise. It's like, I don't mind a little B-plot, but, if we're spending so much time away from the main characters, it just loses focus for me. I hate it. In general, I would not say Racket Boys is bad. And a lot of people really, really loved it. I get it. Yeah, totally. I guess I was just disappointed. I can say, yeah, I was just disappointed. Criteria-wise, it's mostly positive and I would recommend it to people. Yeah. Uh, Extremely positive aspect. Actually, yeah, there is. I really love the directing. It's so colorful, it's so creative with how like they take this bird's eye overhead view of the court and split it right down the middle where the net is to show like the score or the other people in the team playing on other courts in the stadium. I don't know what to say. I don't know these terms, but yeah, the directing is super unique. I really like it. Although, yeah, I would say I had no emotional attachment by the end. Honest to God, I was playing it in 1.75 times speed because the episodes were so long. Like, episode 15 was more than an hour and a half, I swear. I couldn't. I just can't. My attention span is not there anymore. And yeah, I had to fast forward things because it was just too long. And you know what other show had episodes that were too long? Yeah, it's Hospital Playlist too. I know I already made a very long episode on Cosplay 2 with my best friend. But I have like a little more to say. Just a little more to say, I promise. I genuinely think they shouldn't have done a seasonal drama. And they should have just done a typical 16 episode show. Like, keep everything from season 1, episodes 1 to 12. And then condense all the episodes where Songhwa was in Sokcho. Just keep that all in episode 13. And then condense the rest of S2 in episodes 14 to 16. I won't even be generous and give it like, oh, maybe it should get 20 episodes. No, because that would mean we would have to keep like 2/3 of season 2, which still is not enough content to be engaging. It was 90% bloat and aimless episodes that were over 1.5 hours long consistently. It was consistently that long. And I really think it's totally possible to condense season 2 in 4 episodes because there truly was nothing remarkable going on. Like, it was just all love line. Okay, story-wise, right? Narrative-wise, it was love line, little bit of family stuff, but even the family stuff mostly happened in one episode. Like the Mama Rosa and Songhwa's mom getting sick episode. It was all one episode. Like, those were major events to me. And it all happened in one episode, which tells you that it can still be further condensed. Because, there really were not a lot of milestones or important events to have witnessed in season 2. And, supposedly, right, if season 2 was mostly love line romance focused, and that was heavily prioritized, supposedly, they would have all the foundation that they needed to develop those romances realistically from season 1, right? You're really telling me they needed 12 more episodes to craft a great story? No, aren't they amazing writers who build all the details up from the very beginning? Please read the sarcasm in my voice, I beg you. Yeah, so I genuinely think they could have just condensed everything into 4 episodes and did a typical 16 episode drama. If I were to be generous, 18 episodes. That's generous. But 16 should be enough. If they didn't drag cosplay out into another season, the show, it wouldn't leave such a bad taste in my mouth. But they did it. And, as much as I love the cast, and I will still watch their variety show and I will support them. But season 2 does not exist to me. And I don't want to generalize, but like, I feel like the people who were like 100% this is a perfect show, the positivity police who told people not to have expectations and not to be disappointed because, just appreciate what they did for us. I genuinely think, the rose-colored glasses are on your face, baby. You gotta take them off and see the light. Yeah. That's that on that. So, just going to quickly discuss the one ongoing show that I dropped this season-ish. Lovers of the Red Sky. Yeah, I watched 4 episodes before I decided to drop. I really wanted to like this because I loved Anyo Soap from Doctor Romantic too. But like, I don't think I'm ready for this kind of saguk yet. The fantasy aspect was a little jarring, so that's why it was hard for me to get into it. Although I was really surprised by how much I liked Kim Yoo Jong's acting from what I saw. She's good. Like, I don't know why I didn't expect her to be good, but she's good. I don't think it's bad. It has really great ratings, right? It's doing really well. I'm very happy for them. It's just not for me at the moment. I don't know. I'm not even strong with saguks. And if I were going to try one, I really just want to go for Queen Sondok. For my girl Go Yun Jung, I gotta do it for Michelle. Not for Queen Sondok. No, for Michelle. They sang winner as a villain. I love to see it. So yeah, maybe if I try a saguk someday. Okay, let's talk about the ongoing shows that I'm currently watching. First we have Police University. As we're recording this, I think the last 4 episodes haven't aired because they took like a 1 week break for Chuseok. Surprisingly, I like this show. So I'm surprised that I liked it. Like, it's light, it's predictable, really, but it's still enjoyable. I'm okay with it. It helps that they're like straight out of high school, the characters, even if they look super old. So like, I can excuse some of their behavior. Like, kids, let them be dumb. It's fine. It's kind of sad that Crystal's character is mostly a love interest here. Like, I wanted her to be more active in the solving the mystery part, but she's kind of, Sono's motivation, right? She's just a love interest. Sorry. Makes me sad. I wanted her to be more prominent. Dongman and Sunho, Chateun and Jinyoung. Like, I like their dynamic. It gives me Mr. O and Jangre vibes. I love to see it. What else? The directing is nice. I like the music. I like the colors. I like the shaky camera work and like the sudden zoom ins when they were discovering something. At first, it was jarring. Like, what is this? A variety show? But it actually works with the whole vibe of the show. It's just light, fun, predictable, a little dramatic, but it's okay. It's okay. I like it well enough to want to finish it. It's not one of the best shows this year, obviously, but it's watchable. It's okay. I like it. Now, of course, I'm watching Hometown Cha 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 starring Shin Min Ah and Kim Son Ho. Of course, I'm watching Hometown Cha Cha Cha. Of course, is that a question? As of now, only 8 episodes have come out. And of course, I watched this for my boy Kim Son Ho. His first much deserved major lead role after the mess of Startup. And honest to God, I fully expected the show to be bad. Like cheesy, terrible rom-com. Atrocious, typical, everyone's gonna fall for it only because they're pretty and handsome, but like the show itself is utterly terrible and cheesy and corny and bad. Okay? I purposely lowered my expectations. So if it were bad, it would just meet my expectations. Okay. And if it were good, it would exceed them by a lot because I expected it to be bad. And surprisingly, thank God, it's good, it's entertaining, it's really funny at times, but honestly, I'm like half tuned out of it. Like, you could keep it in the background and still keep up with what's happening. Honestly, it became like great when the second lead arrived, when Sang Yi arrived. I love him. I know I love Dushik. As a character, I do love him. But Sang Yi's character, I love him. I love him. And, a part of me thinks like, oh God, is Sonho going to pass the crown of best second lead, recent second lead to Sang Yi in this show? But, it's not like Dushik is actively hated by people. It's more like, I just love him also. We can love both of them and we know she's still going to choose Dushik. But I can love him also. So yeah. Yeah, I swear, the past like 6 episodes, the first 6 episodes, I was not that into it. But when Sangi came, it's just so funny, so good. I love Sangi. uh, yeah, Homcha is a very classic rom com in my eyes. Like, if I think of a rom com, it's gonna be exactly like this. And that's okay. It's doing things well. Chemistry, honestly, is not that strong, but they look good together. And they're both like decent actors, good actors. So it works. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Nothing exceptional, nothing out of the box, nothing out of this world. But sometimes things are just good and okay. And it's okay. That's nice. I like it. I saw this tweet where someone said like they didn't know why the couple was even becoming a thing because the female lead is so unlikable and he has no reason to be nice to her and care about her and even try to help her. And like, honestly, dude, it's a rom-com, man. What did you expect? There's they already started with the enemies to lovers ish dynamic. So like, come on. Come on, man. I just there will be no subverting expectations here. You came in here knowing it was a rom-com. You should have expected this. There is nothing to question with how things are going. It is what it is. Other comments. Romantic Sunday by Car the Garden. OST of the year. We love to see it. Yeah. Anyway, if you're listening to Car the Garden, also listen to Tree by Car the Garden from the Chocolate OST. Didn't like that drama, but I do love that song. Okay, next. Next ongoing show I'm tuned into is Lost. So far, there have only been 6 episodes. I have been waiting for a depressing drama for so long. Finally got it. Thank you so much. I can tell that it's adapted from a novel because of all the monologues. I swear they're saying so many things. Sometimes it's said so slowly, like they narrate it so slowly, the voiceover, that I forget what the whole sentence was supposed to be. Yeah, it's difficult to keep up at times. It's difficult to keep up at times because it's so slow. But it's fine. I'm into slow shows, as we all know. I try not to compare it to My Mister. I really try because that's a very high bar and I don't want it to not meet that standard. But it gets difficult when, you know, there's this plot line of like Junyol's character kind of being hired to drag John Do-yoon down or finding out that his friend was hired to do that. And, you know, just, yeah, the entire story of someone trying to bring John Do-yoon down, her character down. It's very similar to Lee Ji-an eavesdropping on Park Dong-hoon. I try not to think about the similarities for my own peace of mind. I want them to exist as separate works because, yeah, My Mister, the standard has not been reached. That is what I will say. If I am comparing them, the standard has not been reached. Anyway, I am so happy that Haraboji from Navilera is here. And of course, the first scene I cried at was in the first episode, with him and Bujong having that just very emotional talk. The first and only time I cried so far. So far, Lost is okay. It's okay. It's very melodramatic. I enjoy sadness. I'm into it. And the last ongoing show I'm tuned into as of now is Yumi Cells. So far, just 2 episodes came out. It's so cute. It's so cute. This is the cutest show I've watched ever. Like, the concept of it all, the animation, props to the animation team. It's beautiful and vibrant and so engaging. The music is great so far. I'm really excited for all of the OST songs to come out. Everything about it. It's cute. So cute. So well done. So jam-packed with, yeah. It's very much going to be like a tell show. Like, show don't tell. No, sweetie. They're gonna be telling a lot. Because they are going to tell everything she feels. Because that's the concept of the show. But thank God, Kim Go-eun is here and she has good expressions. So she actually brings something to the character. Like, Yumi feels like a grown-up Hong Sol from Cheese in the Trap. Which I loved Hong Sol as a character. I really did. I loved the awkwardness of her. And I love how Kim Go-eun was able to bring back that awkwardness and naturally bring it to Yumi. Yumi is naturally awkward, so expressive. It's like she has to be, you know how like some actors and actresses, when they portray emotions, they're very on the nose about it. Like, if I am angry, I will shout and furrow my brows. If I am sad, I will cry very, very loudly and, very on the nose about what is sad, what is angry, what is in love, what is afraid, right? Some people have a problem with like not just being so flat that they can't portray emotions and it's all just like one blur of expressions, and others are just like so precise but without any nuance. Kim Go-eun, of course, I had faith in her all this time and I was right. She goes beyond that. It's so good. Like, you can really see all the cells in her head or her body like acting inside of her. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, I am validated. Kim Go-eun is just as good as I knew she was, and I love her. I love that Yumi Cells is reproduced, I'm pretty sure, and yeah, that the animation takes so much effort. I love that because it means that they really had to think about what they were writing and how they were going to do everything, because random changes in the script could cost them so much. It would be such a huge waste of effort, money, resources. So yeah, it feels like everything that is happening, well, it must be because it's just the pilot week, so everything is still well polished. They had a lot of time to work on it. We'll see, but yeah, so far I really like it. I really like the web drama pacing ish, because like one episode is kind of segmented into shorter stories. Like, the first episode was split into 3 arcs ish, and then the second episode was 2 arcs. I love it because it feels very snappy and concise. I don't know. It's just nice. So far, it's very nice. I like Yumi Cells. Hopefully, it gets better over the weeks. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. So that's it for me today. My God. This is not a productive quarter, but now I am fully booked until the end of the year. I have a lot of ongoing shows to watch. But honestly, I am taking a break from K-dramas, aside from the ongoing ones. It's like, I am so tired of trying so many shows and not liking any of them. Or forcing myself to finish shows just for the sake of finishing them, and I'm not really enjoying it. It's like, I feel like I've exhausted all the completed shows that are good, and now I have to start looking for like gems, like truly diamond in the rough. Or, going for the really popular ones that I've avoided watching, because like, I don't want to confirm that I don't like it. I want to like things, but I just have a feeling that I'm not gonna like it, and I would rather say, oh, I don't know if I would like it because I haven't watched it, instead of being like, they're so enthusiastic about their love for this show, but I can't share that enthusiasm because I didn't like it. It's like, ignorance is bliss. And yeah, I'll stay there. You get it. You get it. So yeah, taking a break from K-dramas. I'll only be watching some ongoing shows so that I still have an opinion on them. So here are the shows that I'm definitely gonna check out. No promises that I'll finish them though. Jirisan, A Person Like You, Melancholia, Now We Are Breaking Up, and Snowdrop. So yeah, I won't promise that I'll finish all of them. But Jirisan is on my no drop list. I am legally not allowed to drop that show. You have no idea how long I have waited for this show. For Jun Ji Yoon and Joo Ji Hoon. 2 people that I love. 2 actors that I love. Who are so funny, but can also be so dramatic. We love to see it. I'm so excited. I watch the teaser, the one teaser that's been out like every day. I watch it every day just to remind myself. It's happening. It's real. Jiri-san is real, guys. So yeah, it's on my no drop list. I will go down with the ship. I don't care. I'm so excited. I cannot lower my expectations. I cannot. I have all the expectations. And if I get disappointed, I still will not drop it. Because if I was able to finish Sisyphus the Myth, I can finish Jiri-san. That's it for me today. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe, follow, and tell me what you thought about today's episode. See you soon!